and ran out of the room. I don't know. Watch this over. It's something that I wanted to talk to you about last week. He seemed really angry at Tamara to me, that, implying that you have to be mean to stay at the show, which is anytime you say producers manipulated me or forced me to do that, Andy does truly get mad. So I don't know. He seemed angry at Miss Judge to me. That's just me. You could disagree. Um, this stuff, speaking, just staying on the OC for a minute, it was a good episode. I'm still liking this season. I'm not upset that Miami is coming to an end and we're basically at reunion time. Not at all. Goodbye, Miami. We need a cast change and it's time. Good RHOC for me. Gretchen is not, this whole thing. God, Scheana is just not having a good week. I know we talked about that before, but this whole thing with Gretchen isn't backing down. Like, I feel the same way that I felt about Alexis and the fact that Alexis said for years and years, "Oh, I'm fine. I don't need to be back on the show. I don't need to be back on the show." Then you're back on the show and you're at like every red carpet, and it's like, man, you really did want to be back on the show. So I really, I know you guys are probably going to agree with me. Maybe I did give Gretchen too much credit. I mean, she said for years they asked me, I turned it down. I didn't want to go back on the show. I don't know, because Gretchen has stepped back in like no damn time has passed. And I do have to agree with the narrative that she has been waiting, you know, 12 years to get some of this stuff off her chest, but she's not backing down. So the whole thing, like, Scheana thinks all of this with the bloggers and Katie and all of that, has started with Tamra, that really that's all out there. And by the way, also, has there ever, look, we've had like my friend Catherine Edwards. She came in Beverly Hills season six, like episode, I think 6 or 7. The season started without her. We just on Ladies of London, Real Housewives of London. Are they were watching Real Housewives of London? My overseas people are. They bring on Juliet Angus later in the season, which it's so funny. Juliet Angus made a kind of a shady post in that Bravo teased. I'm sure this is not a just a coincidence. Bravo did a trailer for Ladies of London. We're rebooting it. It's coming. They did like one of those mini teasers where you don't really see anything. The day Juliet Angus appeared on Real Housewives of London, and she's actually posted like, "Is this because it's my premiere episode today?" I mean, you kind of have to wonder because the two things did happen at once. But so we've had housewives come in mid-season. Have we ever had a housewife get exiled in the middle of a season like this? Like, I know Katie is going to make an appearance again with Tamra because Tamra's the only one that will film with her. Guys, I really, I hate to break it to everyone. How is Katie coming back? The whole season, like when you get rid of someone and the whole half of the season is moving on without her. I mean, I know we're going to have a reunion. I just don't see it. I don't see how she's coming back. But it made me think, like, have we ever exiled someone in the middle of the season like this? Like, really, they're gone. We bring people on in the middle of the season. But anyway, Gretchen just, so it's all of that. And, Scheana blames Tamra for all of that. And Tamra's blaming Scheana for really everything that's happening with Gretchen and the boy band rumor and all of that. She's blaming Scheana for everything. So, and yes, she said she don't want to run into her at BravoCon and all of that, and Scheana's clapping back. We talked about that earlier in the week, but I find it Gretchen. I don't know if you saw this. Gretchen did a post on her. It's Gretchen's latest fuck you because she is not letting up. So Gretchen just did a casual. She had dinner with Mary from Selling Sunset. I love a Mary from Selling Sunset. Where's Gretchen's? I was like, God, I can't find Gretchen's thing here. Is she another person who blocked me? But here it is. So she had Mary from Selling Sunset and Heather Ray Al Musa, who lives in the OC. So she went to dinner with Heather and with Mary from Selling Sunset, which is the best reality show on TV. And she's panning around and she's like, girls' dinner. And what are we talking about? And it's her and it's Mary and it's Heather Ray. And then it's a bunch of people that we don't recognize. And she keeps panning around. And there is the one, the only Scheana Shay. So Gretchen ain't letting up. She is saying, fuck you, nonstop over here and isn't letting up. And then in the post-its, we're just talking about love and life. And I'm like, okay, this is an innocent post. And then she gets into reality TV and shade and lies. And I'm like, oh my God, she's not letting up. It's another fuck you to our good friend Tamra. Before we get into some New Jersey, well, let's get into Jersey for a minute. Couple of things are going on in New Jersey. I have to give credit to a woman named Tara, who is one of our Patreons here on Saturday. A woman named Tara. Because look, Teresa's doing a whole bunch of interviews, okay? I really don't want to listen to every word that Teresa says, but it's kind of my job here. So this woman, Tara, brought this to my attention, and I'm like, this isn't true. But then I looked into it, and Teresa did say this herself. So Teresa is claiming, we have to put a footnote on this. Teresa says that Bravo execs have stepped in to separate her and Melissa. That at BravoCon, which guys, if you don't have your tickets to our live show, get them. We're going to cover BravoCon all Friday, all Saturday, all Sunday, me and Sarah Fraser. And at the end of that weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, Sarah Fraser and I are doing a live show. At the live show, every single person gets a question for those of you who have not attended. It's not really a podcast. It's we can dish about BravoCon, but it's literally like, here's the thing, let's start. What is your question? Your question's asked in front of the whole audience. So everyone could weigh in, everyone could have an opinion, and we can talk about this. So as things happen at BravoCon that weekend and everyone wants to hear opinions, that live show is the live show. There's a link in the bios. Slip into my DMs if you can't. This show is selling faster than any of our shows have ever sold, obviously, because at the end of it, it is BravoCon time. And there you go. You guys are going to want to talk about this. So get tickets. But Teresa says, and please come. It's really a fun night. It's funner than it sounds. Teresa says that Bravo execs have separated her and Melissa at BravoCon and gotten different hotels. Now, remember a few years ago when Jennifer Aiden got into it with the Gorgas and Aiden like flung the water? By the way, I don't care about being right. I'm wrong so many times in my life. I'm wrong all the time. But remember when that happened, that thing with the water and all this went down with the bloggers and Melissa Zolnose, and I said, does everyone realize like Jennifer Aiden is going to be the scapegoat? It's very obvious. The smallest person on the totem pole is always going to be the scapegoat. Trust me, when I used to work in corporate America and I ran HR and stuff, it always worked that way. It was always the person we're firing is, oh, I'm like, but this person doesn't deserve to be fired. It didn't matter. They're the ones, they were the scapegoat. I was like, Jennifer Aiden will take the fall of all of this out of Melissa and Teresa. But because of that, remember, she, the water and this and that, and you could be on each side. You could be on Teresa and Jennifer's side, even though Teresa wasn't there, or you could be on the Gorga side. But Bravo was not happy at all that Jennifer flung the water and this and that. And because of that, in the hotel, Bravo executives are so worried that they are putting Teresa in a separate hotel at BravoCon. And you want to know why I call her the animal across the river? And I'm not saying